Ladies and gentlemen, here we are again. Episode 20 of the Prime Podcast. I am your host, Toast. There is your other host, Fats. Say what the fuck is up.
Yo, peace. What's going on?
Same old fucking shit, man. We're just back at it for another round in the fuck sack, giving it to him hard.
Okay.
Yo, don't question my gangster. When I come through with some fucking great slang and I hit him over the head with that, you just say yeah.
Oh,
that's right.
Just agree with it and keep it moving, right?
I guess. I don't know.
Yo, what's popping, man? What'd you get into today?
I was at my mother-in-law's house, and her brother was there. My wife's brother was there with his children, and I was there with my children, and we was in the pool.
Okay. Definitely was hot enough for that today, you know?
It was hot, like a motherfucker.
Did you throw some meat on the grill?
Yeah, we barbecued ribs, chicken, hamburgers, hot dogs.
You ate ribs with that dude?
We ate ribs with this dude. We had some ribs.
Okay, all right.
And it was a good time, over there. The kids like each other,
Right.
They just like fucking around. Shooting water guns at each other across the fucking yard there,
Right.
hitting the fucking food table with piss water from the pool.
Right. Absolutely.
All that good shit.
So, what's going on out there in the world?
I can't call it, man, because I don't really do anything. I just be around the house here with the children, hanging, watching Disney Channel, Sesame Street,
right,
and things of that nature. Nothing I want to watch ever.
Yeah. Well, one of the big controversies going on now is
controversy.
These people with these fireworks, man.
Man, I think that just people are home now, and like in my neighborhood, that shit was like always a thing. Like,
yeah, but not so early in the year.
4th of July is like next week, partner.
Yeah, but
they've
been like going hamburger.
They've been practicing for a few weeks. That's
for
all.
A few weeks. That's what I'm saying. Usually you get like a week ahead, maybe 3 or 4 days ahead. Now we're talking about weeks and weeks. Come on.
Yeah. Nah, it has been a little more prevalent this year, and I think that it's you could attribute that to stimulus. It's a good thing to spend your American stimulus check on. And what better than fireworks? You know what I mean?
Right.
Celebrate that America. Fucking light it up, bro.
Right.
I don't understand fireworks. I really don't. Like, all right, let's go spend $150, $200 and blow that shit up. Let's blow it up.
$150, $200. What are you talking about? Let's talk about thousands of dollars, hundreds and thousands of dollars.
Nah, you got to be built like that. I'm talking about.
I was at a coworker's house last year, and they blew up $8,000 worth of fireworks.
Shame on them.
No, and they didn't even have the biggest. They didn't even have the biggest display in the neighborhood. There was some guys further down that easily spent about $20,000 on fireworks. Easily.
I mean, when I was growing up and my mother was with that dude Joe, he had a lot of bread. He would spend thousands of dollars on fireworks too.
Right.
But I mean, listen, I don't care how much money I have.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care that much. Like, I like 4th of July. I like to have some drinks. I like to eat the barbecue. I like to, hang out.
Right.
I don't need to blow shit up and waste money. I'm turning into an old cheap fuck in my old age, man.
Most definitely.
I really am.
Most definitely. Yeah, I lit up the grill today. I grilled some stuff.
Yeah, what'd you have?
Simple, man. I didn't bring out the swine today. Just I made a couple of chickens.
How many chickens had to die today?
Just two.
That's it?
Yeah.
Oh, I dropped my telephone on the floor.
We just, you split them in half, throw them on the grill.
Where do you get your meat? You go to Stop and Shop for all the meat?
I go to Stu Leonard's, my friend.
Oh, that's right.
Yes.
My wife was talking this morning. She was like, "Oh, I don't know what we should get. Where should we get it?" And I was like, "You know what? I'm gonna take you to the spot." And you've probably been to the spot before,
Uh-huh.
which is Western beef.
Oh yeah,
And
yeah.
when you're having
But
a fucking barbecue,
where's the Western beef that you went to? Because I only know of them in the
it's
five boroughs.
it's right around the block from my house. It's in Lakeview. It's in like if you
Ah,
go, you know where you come off the highway to come to my house, and there's a that little pond.
right. Absolutely.
If you go to the right of the pond and make the right by the CVS right there, it's
Right.
like two blocks up. Like
Okay.
two traffic lights up. First after the first traffic light, it's right there.
All right. Okay. All right.
But that's like when it's barbecue central, bro. They got a whole department that's a freezer.
Yeah, but
Everything.
that's what I'm saying. When you go to Stu Leonard's, like you're talking about like 1.5 2-inch steaks. You know what I mean? So
Yeah,
we're
well now
talking.
your uppity ass goes to Stu Leonard's. Good for you, okay? Good for you. We're
Why do,
still at Western Beef.
but I had I had a prime rib. I made some prime rib
Mm.
today. Made a couple of chickens, and of course, burgers and dogs. No big deal. Burgers and
Yeah,
dogs
you
for the
always
kids.
you do that to wet the palate, the burgers and dogs. You don't even really want them sometimes. I just, we cooked
Well,
them, so
see,
I
you
ate
have
them.
you have to understand. Also, whenever I do it, you know this. You can attest to this. Whenever I light up the grill, that means the fryer is going too. So that's when you have
Oh,
like mozzarella sticks. You got sweet potato fries, regular fries. Stuff like that.
did you make your world famous corn?
No, I didn't have time for all of that. I was like, this is a quick
Shit.
thing. My wife's cousin and her children came over, so it was just my wife, myself, her cousin, and all the kids, and that was it. So not a big deal.
Yeah. Just a little small hangout.
Yeah, with some fricasseed meat. You know what I mean? This is the time. All summer long, I feel like you shouldn't cook inside the whole summer.
I mean, there's really no reason for it.
Right. What's the purpose of having a perfectly good cooking apparatus outside and it's hot as hell? You know what I mean? You might as well just
I
cook
don't
outside.
even have a perfectly good barbecue. My barbecue's a piece of shit, and I still use it.
Yeah, but how many years have you been using it though? That's the thing.
You know what it is? I fucked up with that barbecue. I've only had it. I bought that one when we moved in this house. I guess it was 2017, and I never covered it. I always make the mistake of I'm like, I don't want to spend an extra $50 on a cover,
Mhm.
and then it just rots to shit.
Right.
So actually, I might have even bought that maybe a year or two ago, not even 2017. I feel like I had another piece of shit one when I came here from the other house, but I don't know. I don't take care of them. I've been waiting for this one to die, but definitely after this season, I'm gonna get a nice joint and get the cover and then put it up on
Yeah,
the
but
patio in
here's
the
my
winter.
I've had mine for the 2 years now. Cuz yeah, 2 years. And I'm already seeing from all of the heat, I'm starting to get like pitting in the paint and on the inside. And you got to take care of that. Once you see pitting in the paint and you see rust marks, you got to start like putting that barbecue paint on there to
I
save it.
did that this year. I ordered some off Amazon and I fucking painted all the little rust spots. You can't put it inside; it's for the outside.
Yeah, but I'm talking about like the burner covers. That's what I'm talking about.
Oh, them shits is shot, bro. Mine are disgusting. Like
Yeah.
I just gotta get rid of my she's looking shit up on the internet. Oh, we could get new ones for $170. I'm like, the fucking thing costs like $300. Throw it
Mhm.
out. Fucking get rid of it.
What are you gonna go Weber this time?
I'm gonna get a fucking nice one. Her mother bought the one we were using today. She bought a charbroil commercial. It's called commercial grade, whatever the fuck. It's infrared heat.
Right.
This fucking thing, bro. I've never seen a barbecue hold a temperature like this.
Right.
Like if you put it, you want to say like when I do the ribs, I wrap them. I give them the dry rub, and then I wrap them in foil, and I put them on the top shit.
Right.
and I just leave them in there for like an hour.
Right.
And you want to hold the temperature at like 300. My barbecue, the fucking shit is all over the place.
Right.
This thing, you put it on 300, it's 300. You don't even got to check.
Right.
So I got a lot of newfound respect for that charbroiled joint. But yeah, Weber's is nice too. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what my pockets is looking like. You know them Weber's ain't fucking cheap.
Yeah, and them things don't go on sale at all.
I mean, this charbroil shit was like the top of the line joint they make too. This shit was like $700. So
Yeah.
I don't know, man. We'll see. See how I'm doing. See how many heads my wife has cut at that point.
Right.
You know what I mean? If she's out there killing it on the haircuts, then we, like, hey, babe, we need a barbecue. Oh, yeah.
Oh, so you're saying
Fine.
like if she's cutting, speaking of that, I went to the barbershop for the first time yesterday, I believe. Yeah.
Are you really relaxing your social distancing terms, huh?
Well,
You
no,
just
they got this. Well, first of all, in Long Island, this thing is like rampant on Long Island.
what's rampant?
It's like the
Yo, hold on? Is that your phone that keeps beeping?
yeah. I turned
Yo,
I turned it all the way down, but
let's tell Fat's got a new iPhone, so now instead of the fucking bloop, we hear bing.
so what? Hold on one second. Here's the what you call it? You made me lose my thought. Oh, the barber.
Haircut,
Yeah, the barber.
barbershops.
So anyway, the barbershops out here, it's not like you just walk in and you sit down. Like most people call and make appointments. Like it's by appointment out here, right?
Yeah.
So when I called the guy Friday so that I could go and myself and my son on Saturday. So I had my appointment. I walked in. He's sitting in the chair. He's waiting for us. He cuts my son's hair. He cuts my hair. I look up and they have signs. And the guy that had the appointment right after me, he had like walked in the door and he told him, "Listen, you got to wait outside for your appointment." And that's how they do it. The sign that's posted said, "While you're waiting for your appointment time, you have to wait outside."
Yeah, that's what they have to do with the salon too. They make the bitches wait in the car after they put the dye on their hair.
Wow, that's crazy.
That's what they have to do. They're not allowed to be in
And
the
you know
fucking
that
spot.
I didn't know. Like he was explaining to me that that's state mandated regulations.
Yeah, all that shit. All the grooming salons and nail parlors and shit like that.
Right.
Same shit. He got to wear a mask and a shield too, right?
Yeah. He got to wear a mask. And then here's the thing. I have a lot of facial hair. So now it's like he's got to do like half my face while I'm holding the mask and then do like the other half of my face. And, it's like,
Wait, you couldn't take the mask off to get your beard lined up?
nah, but state regulations say that you have to have the mask on while you're getting your hair cut.
Man, fuck out of here. And you don't even have any hair. Why didn't you just do it yourself?
Well, I mean,
Fuck that. I understand your son.
The lines come out straighter. My son was there, gotta.
I don't know. I don't like that. I don't like that deal. You gotta fucking put a mask on while you're getting your beard trimmed.
So, Arizona, California, Florida, I think Texas are all getting like the piss kicked out of them right now.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, man. Like when we were the epicenter of the coronavirus, not so much California, but these other states, they were chilling.
Yeah, they were.
And now the rate of infection is like soaring in these states. And remember Florida, when it was like shelter in place, they were down there like, yeah, screw that. We doing what we want to do, blah, 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 blah. Right? So now they're going through it over there.
Well, all right. Let me just raise this for you here. Okay, so that was when we were really fucking fucked. That was what, 2 months ago?
Yes, maybe a month and a half.
Oh,
month and a half.
Okay, so now they're really fucked, and winding right into September, we'll have our turn again. Don't worry.
You think it'll ramp up again?
I can't see us coming into fall without some bullshit. I really can't.
Right.
I can't, man. People are too relaxed right now, and I'm not judging people. I'm just saying the way I see the world while I'm out in it. Yes, when you're in the supermarket and shit, any place where you walk in, they make you put a mask on. But besides that, when you're just out and about, motherfuckers is out. You know what I'm saying? Just chilling. Like
Mhm.
all these this curbside shit. Like when you go through Garden City over here, when you go through 7th Avenue,
Right.
that's where all the restaurants are.
Mhm.
It looks like fucking Mardi Gras over there, bro. The bars just moved out to the street. People are just drinking on the street, chilling, partying. And hey, I'm all for it, man. Enjoy yourself. But if this shit is what they said it is, then what do you think's gonna happen? You know what I mean? Like this is
So we ended up finding the equivalent, I guess, like not too long ago I found some Clorox wipes, right?
oh yeah.
Yeah, so I got Clorox wipes, but we were looking for Lysol. So we had a can of Lysol here, and uh my wife through her due diligence, because like every store we go into, we always like this is like a always thing. We always go and try to find at least like just look down the cleaning section, see if you find either wipes or find because you never know when these things come in. So
Yeah.
evidently, Clorox is making the equivalent of Lysol spray now.
Like a clear Clorox cleaning spray, you
Yeah,
say?
like is it like what Lysol spray the aerosol can was? I never saw it in a Clorox, but now they have a Clorox version of it.
I feel like I've bought this before, but maybe it was a bathroom cleaner. I
Yeah,
don't know.
no. But I'm talking about like in the aerosol can.
Okay.
Yeah, I've never saw it before. My wife found it, and we've got a couple of cans of that. So I'm still fine. I'm still dumbfounded at where the Lysol is. All you can't find Lysol anywhere in the world. I'm dumbfounded by that.
Motherfuckers is it like all the chemicals they need come from China is what they say. So I don't know. Maybe this was a whole big plot to just put those motherfuckers out of business, bro.
Lysol.
Yeah, Lysol was eating too long, man. Clorox needed to come up.
It's time. It's time for somebody else to eat.
Yeah, the whole world had to lose everything just so we could have a different name on the can.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Off air, you told me something disturbing. Not disturbing, but
What did I say?
you said something about never rapping again.
That's how I feel sometimes. I felt like that a million times. Because I got this whole project that I was working on. It's cool to work on in my spare time while I'm sitting around with my thumb up my ass. But
Mhm.
when it comes to actually coming downstairs and recording the fucking vocals, I'm like, meh. I don't know. I don't really feel like it.
Mhm.
I just don't. I don't know. It's weird. Yo, shut your fucking ringer off. There's a switch on the left-hand side. Just put it down.
Yeah, but then I forget to put it back up. You see?
Do you see what I have to deal with? This unprofessionalism, man. I'm hiring. Well, it's not. His job doesn't pay, but I'm looking for a new podcast host. If anybody that has better phone etiquette, the fuck.
That's funny because I'm the one who started this whole deal. You know what I'm saying? That's funny.
Oh, you are the Prime Podcast.
That's right.
Shit,
That's right.
take it.
No, but
You can have it.
what is like disheartening to you about this whole situation?
I just don't care. I don't know. What mainly, and it's always been this way for me. It's like more or less like how shit is going in my life. Like if I feel like more energetic and more like I don't know if I'm feeling it. Like I'm not feeling it, man. I got a lot of bullshit happening in the world around me. You know what I mean? Like
Mhm.
motherfuckers would think that because you have a lot of time on your hands, it's good creative time. And there has been times where I spent that time creatively, but the kind of time I have now is like uncertain with everything, like between, my injury, what happened at work, and then, getting back to that, and then just the world in general.
Mhm.
There's a lot of shit. Like, I don't operate when shit is like uneasy very well. Like with the work, like I'd be feeling like, what's the point? You know what I mean? Like,
Mhm.
but why am I even bothered? You know what I mean? I don't know. I just feel like that an awful lot with that kind of stuff. I don't,
Yeah,
just
but
how I feel.
uh, yeah, but what I was saying is, if you have you lost your drive to do it or your creativity? You feel
Uh,
like writer's
you know
block?
what? No, I could still write. I could still rap. I could do all that. But what happens is, to me, and it was never a huge. Early, in my early 20s, you put this emphasis on having like somewhat commercial success doing it, and that shit went away. Once I started like realizing that it was like sort of a pipe dream to do, and then I sort of started looking at it different. I mean, once you defeat yourself, you're defeated. So
Mhm.
I already talked myself out of it. Once I got a job and I started making real money, and watching the people that were trying to, like, even the people that have a little bit of success with rap that I know, like when I look at them on Facebook and they're like, "Yo, I got verses for $300," like, I'm like, ugh. You know what I mean? This is the last time I'm offering these verses for $300. Like, nope, you've said that 88,000 fucking times.
Mhm.
And so it sort of reads as desperation to me, hip hop. And I never was that guy because I never had to be that guy. Like, when I was really going hard making beats, like back when I first got divorced, 2012, when I was living in the basement in Hempstead, I would be on there trying to hawk beats off all day long. And I would sell a bunch of beats. And that's different to me because it's like, I make these beats in quick time. I'm just unloading them,
Mhm.
but I never wanted to fucking. You can't Google my name and just be seeing a million features with me and some numbnuts across the fucking world in like Arkansas or some shit.
Mhm.
So I don't know. For some reason, it's always meant something to me that I never really tarnished what I did. Like, I only did shit I stood behind.
Mhm.
So, like, in that long winded shit that I just said, it's all goes into the fact that, like, I feel like I'm done. I just feel like I did what I wanted to do, and the way I look at other people and what hip hop has become has really skewed the way it is in my head now.
Mhm.
For me to, I have trouble enjoying it because of everybody else, which it shouldn't be like that. I know that, and it's easy to say like, "Oh, don't let people piss on your parade or whatever." But it's like I truly don't. I don't feel the same way I did about it anymore.
Could it
I don't
be?
know.
Could
I
it
just
be?
don't. I've gone through these phases before, so it might not be forever. I don't know. Just right now, I'm sort of preoccupied with a baby. You know what I mean? Like, my wife is
Well,
real busy,
that's what I was saying. It was like,
and I'm just
could it
over here
be
like a dick.
like like you're
What
just
happened?
could it be that you're just in a different place?
I'm in a way different place. So when I think about where I started from
Mhm.
initially, like fucking shit, 18, like I'm talking about not started, like when you fell in love with hip hop, you're like
Mhm.
14, 15, even younger than that. But like when you really decide, like, I'm going to rap,
Mhm.
I didn't really start making records until I was like 18, 19 years old with the intention of trying to put them out.
Right.
So, between that now and then, as a whole, that's 20 years ago, bro. That's a fucking long time ago. When you think about, not having much success, and a lot of people will feel a certain way about me saying that because they wish they could have been on some of the records I was on with the people I was on them with. But, it's all how you gauge it. Because there's people that are, that have been doing this as longer than me that never got that chance either. So I don't want to offend anybody. But I don't know, I just don't feel the same way, man. I just don't
Mhm.
feel it. I'm not feeling it right now. Because of right now, and I'm crazy too. So this right now thing could go away anytime without notice.
Mm.
You know what I mean?
Yo, I'm on. I every now and then, like every now and then, you get the bug. You get the bug, and I'm like, it's like when something's a part of you for a long time. It's not like you forget about doing it. Like you can't just unlearn it, but it's like when you have like a not so good experience with it, or it just comes with enough, like it comes with a lot with it. It's like when you think about that, it's like you're like, I'd rather not. You know what I'm saying? Like
100%.
if you could just make a bunch of records and keep them to yourself. Like I know a lot of guys that are like that. They'll write a bunch of verses and it'll just be that. It's just something that makes them happy. But if you're doing it for the intent of like, first of all, in this day and age, if you're doing it with the intent to monetize, good luck. You know what I'm saying? Um, and even with the love, it's like everybody's such a critic. Everybody's such a, I don't know. It's like it's a lot of fake phoniness going on with it and everything else like that. So it makes it like you don't even want to share your talent with anyone. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, but see, this is the other thing about that, and a large portion of trying to be a rapper in 2020. Like, if you look at Facebook, right?
Right.
There's like you got these dudes that are popping,
Mm-hmm.
and then you have their like sort of underling dudes,
Mm-hmm.
and then you have all of the rappers that are trying to suck the underling cock. And they eat dick. Like, I don't eat dick, bro. I just don't. I don't fucking. And this is why a lot of people don't fuck with me. Like, if I fuck with you, you know I fuck with you, and it's probably because we met in person and we have interactions or there's a mutual respect there. But a lot of people like take me the wrong way because I just don't. I'm not a dick eater. Like, I know, but even a lot of our friends eat dick. I don't do it.
Right.
I just don't do it because I know there's nothing to gain from it. If I'm a fan, I'm a fan. I'll give respect. I'll tell people how it is. But honestly, like, I start watching the amount of dick that these dudes shovel into the front of their face, and I'm like, ugh. Like, I'm just like, well, you was just trying to eat my dick when we was cool. Like, I just don't, I don't like it. I don't know. It's a weird feeling. It just makes me feel weird, man. But like, I could say this over and over again. I have mental problems. Like, I perceive things in a way that most people probably don't think into as deep as I do. But it makes me, I'm able to like live with myself better if I know that I'm not trying to get something from people and like be phony to them. Like,
Right.
I feel like hip hop is a very phony thing. It's a phony culture of people that
Well,
want to be
you,
down.
you know what it is that the over the years with the success of it, it's like everybody saw the success. Nobody saw the struggle. Nobody saw the love or anything. They're just talking about like, oh, it's the pathway to make millions and millions of dollars and to be like super rich and super successful and super famous and everything else like that. But like if you're looking at it in that way and not just looking at it as like, yo, I could come up with the dopest beat or I can write the dopest rhyme and put the dopest words together and be so in pocket on this beat that it's like undeniable, and showing your skill at doing that, you know, is there's definitely a difference between the love of the craft and the desire to be rich and famous.
Well, that's the part I still enjoy. That's the part like I said, I wrote all this music. You know what I mean? I just didn't record it. Like, I still like putting the beats on, zoning out. Like, I prefer that to like watching TV and shit. Like, I don't really like I'd rather I feel better after I do that. Like, I spend some time creatively, like, and it takes my mind away from bullshit that I may be thinking of, because you're sitting there writing, you got to be all the way in that shit.
Right.
So that's why I still like it. And like I said, man, I don't think it's over here. Like, I'll still do, like, people hit me up, like, I'll do verses for people that I respect. And a big portion of why I don't do as much shit is because, like, once you start trying to involve other people, like when I did Old Head, like, that album is just me. I produced it. I fucking mixed it. I made all the beats. I wrote all the rhymes. There's no features, nothing. And that shit came together seamlessly until the end, when I had to have somebody, I had verbal mix and master it. Like, I did my little scratch mixes, whatever, over here. And then I sent it to him. And then all of a sudden now I'm waiting on his fat ass to fucking finish it, and he's giving me an attitude when I hit him up like, yo, what's up with this? What's up with that? Like, I just can't work with other people on creative shit that I don't have control of anymore. It just tarnishes the whole fucking thing. Also, when I ask people for verses, or when people get verses from me and they just hold them and don't drop them, like, I don't know. I just think it's gay. It just it's whack.
Whoa. Not gay. Gay means happy, you know?
Nah, it's happy in a real gay kind of way.
Listen. PC, we don't want to get kicked off the planet. So
I'm
gay,
not PC.
gay meaning happy, you know?
Yeah, happy. Happy because I'm happy.
Exactly. In a Pharrell kind of way, you know?
Wait, we're 100? I'm not afraid of getting canceled. I don't know about you. What are they going to cancel? Our 60 views a week? Are they going to take that away from us?
Listen, we're trying to build here. We're building stepping stone. It's grassroots. You know what I'm saying?
I know. Yeah, I get it. But,
you know, we don't want to
nobody's
even listen, even if there's only a little puddle in the tub, we don't want them to pull the drain. You know?
They can't. That's the beauty of this. This
is that what you're saying?
This is my house, and it's my microphone. It's my mixer. It's my computer. It's my camera, and you have all that your stuff over there. That's your my.
Yeah.
And they could all suck my dick from the back because I don't care. It's mine. I know in my heart of hearts that I love everybody.
Right.
And if I say gay, it's no offense to the gays. It's you know, it's to the people that are being a little gay. You know. Well, I don't know. I can't take this politically correct shit because anything at any point is liable to fly out of the front of my fucking face, and I don't mean nothing by it. I'm just an asshole.
Did you go out and vote last week?
No. Why would I do that?
Why would you? Why didn't you exercise your right to vote?
Because I'm a convicted felon. That's why. That's why.
Here's my thing. Here's my thing.
Why?
So they had a lot of, you know, this. First of all, the so-called primary election, everybody dropped out. So my man Biden is running anyway. You know what I mean?
Oh boy.
You know,
I want for X for you. Did you ever see the video that pops off of Biden looking for votes on YouTube?
No, I didn't see that.
Oh my God, he's retarded. Go ahead. I don't want to cut you off. Keep going.
So go ahead. What he was asking for views on YouTube.
The video comes on. It's like a paid ad, and he's like, I want ask for you. Like he just says something completely wrong, and like when you think about the amount of money they spent on this video campaign with these Google, YouTube ads, whatever,
right?
And this is the fucking best. This is the best take you had of him? I don't know. I'd start thinking deeper into that.
Well, the key to his success is who his running mate is going to be.
Who do you think that's going to be?
I have no idea. I'm not even trying to speculate. But the key to his success will be his running mate. You know? I mean, 45 definitely is not. I mean, 45, he has a lot of staunch supporters and everything else like that. But even with the people that support 45, you know.
Why can't we call people by their names?
What are you talking about?
45.
Well,
Special Agent.
Well,
45.
Nah, I mean, you know, he's the 45th president. You know what I mean? Do you notice that in the media they don't refer to him as President Trump?
Sometimes it depends which media.
That's what
CNN, Fox.
Right.
It's different. It's always different.
The left wing liberal media, they refer to him as Mr. Trump. They will not acknowledge him as the president of the United States.
I mean, that's their prerogative. They have a right.
So me, I just say, you know, 45. That's, you know.
All right.
But when I say 45, you know who I'm talking about, right?
Sure.
Yeah, sure you do. So 45 is his thing is like I believe that he is his approval rating is at like 39%.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
here's my thing. If he comes and he wins, right? With
he
a
will.
39% approval rating, what is that saying about the caliber of politician that we have in this country?
Um, they stink. They stink. They stinky.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, with a less than 40% approval rating, if the man gets back in, it's like
Yeah, those numbers aren't real though, dude. That's a farce. It's not real life.
you think so?
I know so.
Okay.
The whole campaign against him, like
Mhm.
for instance, that rally that he had in Tulsa.
Mhm.
There was an admitted fucking viral campaign on TikTok
Mhm.
to have people fill out attendance ballots
Mhm.
like they were coming to his to support his fucking rally. And so that's why they're saying that like they filled out like a million fucking ballots that they were coming to the thing.
Mhm.
So real people couldn't get in there. They're fucking their plan is to fudge the numbers
Mhm.
until it like looks like it's not going to work, and which I think is going to completely backfire on people.
Mhm.
I really feel like it's like who you how does that help the situation
Mm.
in your favor? You think that like the people that support Trump are going to be less supportive of him because it appears that nobody's going to his rally? I don't think that I
It
don't think that the people that vote for Trump give a shit. Like
Yeah,
most of them are older white people.
right.
You know, I don't think they're affected by the politics of TikTok.
The sad part about the whole situation is though, is no matter who wins, this is the best that we could come up with. That's the
Yeah.
sad part. This is the best of the best that we could come up with to run this country.
Well, we the people did not come up with these people.
Well, of course, but I'm just saying that if you, it's like a pick your poison type of thing. But look at what's on the table to pick. You know, it's like
Well, I mean, and that's this is amazing. We've gone over this several fucking
I
hundred times already. Like, and it's like I haven't changed on this one bit. In fact, I'm even more Republican leaning than ever because of the fact that everything that's going on with the world today, and when you look behind the scenes of who's stirring the shit, it's not Republicans.
um,
When you look at
what are you talking about? Like the civil unrest? Is that what you're talking about?
I'm talking about just who's adding fuel to the fire of the division between people in the world. It seems like Republicans are painted as and they do represent a large majority of the good old boy kind of people.
Hmm.
So it's easy to paint them this way.
Right.
But there's a lot of people that are have different politics that can't be a Democrat just because of how everything else that they stand for, dude. The Democratic Party has put more black people in jail than anybody that has ever been in
But
office.
that's my point. The point
So what?
I've always been a person. And like I told you, didn't I tell you last time I told you my I was raised by a conservative Republican. You know what I mean? My dad was probably one of the most conservative people, if not the most conservative people that person that I ever met. Um, his whole ideology on thing was basically the same thing that a lot of conservatives feel. It's too much government involvement in too many things, right?
Right, right,
So, well, too much federal government involvement in too many things because now of course the federal government is supposed to oversee the union of this country. uh But state level government is supposed to be, they're supposed to be responsible for themselves because again, the politics of Oklahoma are totally different from the politics of New York. That's it's just
Absolutely.
it's two different, vastly different regions with vastly different needs and everything else like that. So you can't have a government that's saying, "Oh well, we're gonna rule over and institute policy that would be good for New York in Oklahoma," because it's a waste of
Right.
time and money, to be honest, right?
Right. No, it seems like that. Yeah.
Well, that ideology is easy to grasp, but it's sometimes the people that are associated with will turn other people off. Do you understand what I'm trying to say?
100%. That's why it makes it so hard for people of color to look at Republicans
Mhm.
and their America and be like, I'm with them.
Right. Most
Because
definitely.
because the picture that's painted of the people that have been fucking the enemy for so long
Right.
is them.
Right.
But it's actually not.
Yeah, but
It's
you know what the part about that is the same thing like with the whole police thing. Every single solitary police officer in this country is not a thrill seeker that's looking to disrespect and kill somebody. There are actually people that join the force to make a difference. There are actually people that join the force to actually uphold and protect people, you know?
absolutely.
However, they get a bad rap for the other people that are involved with it that do, that do cruel and unjust things. So you're basically like generalized and lumped in. Generalizations and stereotypes are what rule the day, to be honest. That's how that whole NASCAR thing, you know, with the noose in Bubba Wallace's trailer, right?
Bubba Wallace. Who the fuck is that?
It's the only black NASCAR driver,
Oh, okay.
and he was like one of the ones that was championing the cause of removing the Confederate flag from NASCAR.
Oh, all right. Well, yeah. Now I could see, how that would ruffle a few feathers over
So
there.
so I guess in his like trailer stall or whatever, you had there was a noose in there. So, obviously with the climate of the day, it raised a lot of eyebrows, you know?
Right.
But they, I guess upon further investigation, they found out that that thing was there like 18 months ago or something like that. But the fact of the matter is, even if it was there 18 months ago, why is that something that was like that we're like, it's nothing, it's no big deal. It is a big deal. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But there's
Yeah.
just again, when you have those types of things that are at the forefront, and then you see the people that are involved with things like that they're like, oh yeah, I'm a card carrying Republican. What does that say to a person? Like, listen, I got to be on the other side of this. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah. I think it's starting to seem like to me like that's always been the plan kind of like
Right.
if you want to if you want to make something look so undesirable
Hmm.
that people don't want to stand next to it, but what the other option is way worse. It's like I don't know. We You have no options anymore, and then what happens in the world is what's happening now, and it's
Right.
fucked up.
Right.
Like
Well,
it's
I
real
mean, you
fucked
have
up.
to you have to also understand like the ways of the ways of this great country is like it's all about we're in a definitely a me time. Everything is about me. It's not about
Yeah.
my fellow man. It's about me, my family, my house, my car, my bank account, my job. It's all about me and mine. It's not about like your fellow man, you know? It's like the same thing like when you see people like when we get down, especially in the Bronx, when you get down to like the ends of the highway and you see people with the cardboard and they're begging on the side of the road, right? What is your immediate response to that?
Get the fuck away from me.
Right.
Because I know you just crawled out of the fucking sump over there from shooting dope, and I don't want you touching me at all. I
Right.
know exactly who you're talking about. It's been like the same little crackhead bitch for like 15 years with the other crackhead Puerto Rican dude. Like,
Right.
no, like, yeah, I know. See, that's the thing. It's like, I know you're back there shooting dope, and like,
Right.
I
But
don't,
that's what I'm saying. Because you know what they're associated with, right? Now,
yeah.
let's just say there is someone who's just trying to get some food, who is newly homeless and is trying to figure out how to, get on their feet or something. You're
I mean,
already
listen,
you're already opposed because you've experienced something else. So you're already opposed to even entertaining helping somebody like that.
nah, see, what you're talking about over there by West Farms, right?
Yeah.
I would, when I was coming over there every day, I would see you know who I'm talking about too, that little cracky looking bitch and the
Yeah.
little Puerto Rican dude with the bike. Like, you see the same people over and over again, but then you would see somebody new, and I would give them a few dollars.
Right.
And like, it's just, I would give the other two money too at first, but then it's like, all right, you're just having a party on my dime with no even like, thoughts in your head to possibly do anything better than this. Like,
Right.
I don't know. I'm just not down. I'm not down. I'm not down to like, it's. I used to call it the bum tax. Like, you got to pay the bum tax to come to work.
Right. Right. But I mean, like I said, because we have experiences, people have experiences, it always turns them to how they deal with everybody else that comes under that light. It's the same thing like people that are uber religious, right?
Right? They say prayers in the cab.
No, what I'm saying is like people that are uber religious is that this guy. I just caught what you said too. But anyway, people that are like super Bible thumpers, right?
Right.
That are basically always just browbeating about certain things, right?
Right.
You could easily, and I'm not saying that you could easily offend somebody, right? By the way that you come on to the person for whatever it is that the message you're trying to send. But now the way you cause offense to somebody can now cause that person to look at everybody that comes out of a church or out of a mosque or out of a synagogue in the same light, as that one person.
I hear you. I hear what you're saying, but you say pretty close minded. Like,
Yeah.
like, you're supposed to deal with shit on like a case by case basis.
Right.
Like you said,
Most
with
people
like,
don't do that. Most people don't do that.
well, most people need to grow up then and really, like, it's sort of like, how does this how does this work in relationship to the way I live my life?
Hmm.
Like, just like I said before, it's like the bum that I never seen before that it looked like he could use a hand. Okay,
Right.
here's a couple bucks.
Right.
But the one that habitually is just being a bum loser, dope head that shoots dope in the woods.
Hmm.
Like, I just don't have I don't have the sympathy anymore. But I get what you're saying. It's
Hmm.
like, I don't know. I don't know. It's just a pretty broad thing to put it to like politics like that. Like, because you don't have a choice really. Like with the situation you're describing, like, that doesn't affect your life quite as much as how your decision. If everybody actually voted,
Hmm.
what that decision would be for the country, is way more impactful than how you think about the situation with the homeless people. Like, I get the point, but it's like,
But you know what it
uh,
is because the Democratic Party is a machine. The GOP is a machine, right? So even if you have upstarts that don't subscribe to either one, you can never like make the splash and make the noise that a person with that machine behind them can. So basically, because those are the two biggest players in town. Everybody picks a side. So when everybody picks a side, we only have either A or B. But
Yeah.
if A and B are both bad, and C is so far behind, and so the voice is so minuscule that we can't even hear C. C could be the answer, but nobody would ever know because there's no machine behind C.
No, well, yes and no. I mean, really, it's because A and B drown C out.
That's what I'm saying. There's no machine
So
behind
it's
it. Think about it. If you had another party that was just as out there as the Democrats and the Republicans, right? Then they would not be able to drown out C, but they can drown out C because there is no organized party that is out there enough. Think about it. Even when what was it? The billionaire back in the days that tried to run independent, Ross Perot.
Ross Perot, yeah.
He couldn't do it. And we're talking about that's a billionaire. And he couldn't even do
I
it.
mean,
And he made a lot of
yeah,
noise, but he didn't have that machine behind him to validate him.
but dude, back then, fucking Bush, Cheney,
Mm-hmm.
those dudes were in their fucking heyday back then, and there was no way they were giving up the power that.
But
they
that's
had.
what I'm saying, because they had the machine behind. They were in pocket in the machine. Ross Perot
Right.
he wasn't, you know? But think about it. If you had another party that was organized, right? That basically catered to the needs of people, right? The people that are in the middle. Because I'm telling you, there's more people that are in the middle and like mid ground. There's more people that are subscribing to either one, but they're a little bit of this and a little bit of that. So now if you had a party that catered to those people, I'm telling you, an organized party under whatever name and whatever auspices it would make it hard for the Democrats and the Republicans.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. It would offset the balance of, like,
Right.
half and half.
Right. Because think about it. You can play however you want when you know that you're the only game in town. Like whatever so-called blue states, they know that that's the only game in town. So-called red states, that's the only game in town. You know what I'm saying?
No, 100%. I mean, and I think that you could account for that third party as just non-voters, like, really, because they're just so indifferent that they just don't go out and vote for anyone.
Right. They're just disenfranchised. They just don't care.
Right. And that's a lot of people, man. A lot of people. I know people that I was joking before. I'm not a convicted felon. I could vote.
Yeah,
I just didn't.
Mm-hmm.
But I know people that feel so much more strong about politics than I ever did.
Mm-hmm.
And they don't vote just because they're full of shit.
Right.
They just don't, like, they'll argue over it forever and they just won't go out and vote.
Right. But that's
I'll go out and vote. I'll go out and vote for the presidential in November.
Right.
If it's Trump and Biden, I will go out and vote for Trump. Mark my fucking words.
But that's what I'm trying to say. There are more people that are just disgusted. There are people that right now that look at even when Trump won because there were so many people that were like, you know what, I'm not voting for him or her.
I think so. I think it's so important that Biden doesn't get elected president, bro.
I'm just saying,
because
that's how it happens, though. It happens when you have a person that people are so indifferent over that they just stay home and don't vote. Because I'm saying Democrats carried this election like two terms. A lot of people, when it was her turn, they were just like, I'm not voting for her.
I have a feeling that she's going to pop out the woodwork last minute.
What, as a running mate?
Yeah.
Well, then that's what's the term from Bronxdale? He'll be mushed.
Oh, dude, he's dead. He'd be dead.
Yeah, he'll be mushed. Not with her, you know?
I mean, yeah, it's fucked. It's just fucked up, man.
Can you imagine if she was his running mate, when they stopped by the Breakfast Club, the debauchery that would be going on.
He'll be in there telling stories about how we used to pull the hairs on his legs, the little kids in the pool,
Right,
and ice
right.
cream,
And,
and she's talking about chicken
and then
wings,
hot sauce and all
hot
kinds
sauce.
of
He'll be talking about, "You ain't black if you don't vote for me."
you ain't black if you don't eat hot sauce and
Fucking
vote for us. You know what I mean? Like, come on,
fucking
man.
idiot, yo.
Yeah,
It's
but
so fucking dumb.
right, but that's what I'm saying. Is like it's just this is why it's so disheartening because it's like this is the best that we could come up with. Like seriously, this is the best that we could do. It's ridiculous, you know. It's like whoever the puppet masters are in the Democratic Party, they need to be ashamed of themselves
Yeah.
because we know that there are puppet masters on both sides. The ones in the Democratic Party, they need to be ashamed of themselves. They need better puppets, you know.
Yeah.
So but anyway, it is what it is, man. I, I it's one of those things I'm scared to say it can get no worse.
I mean, it could, dude. It really could.
But that's what I'm saying. I'm scared to death to say that, to even weigh in and say something like that.
Because this is the thing about Trump. Like his bottom line has always been economy, economics, and like that at all cost he wants to make sure that the lasting effect that his presidency made on people was that the economy was great or something like that. Like it's like that the Democrats have a completely different agenda.
Right.
So and that's what I'm scared to find out what it is.
Yeah, but you know what the crazy part about it is that and I keep saying this. I've said this before and I keep saying it. With all of the reports that the economy was in such a great position, right?
Yeah.
Then when this pandemic hit, it was like everything like instantaneous. We were like everybody was cash strapped. It was like an instantaneous thing
It was
because
just the asshole clams up. You're like, what's happening?
right, but then the thing about it is that if we had a booming economy, that means that people's coffers are full. Should be, you would think, right? But
Yeah.
you had a lot of mass layoffs and firings and everything else like that. Then corporations and companies, they're saying, "Oh, we need bailout money. We need operational money and everything else like that." The airline industry took a hit. Definitely entertainment took a hit, sports. But it's like with all of that being said, this huge reset that we had to go through, we still were supposed to have supposedly had 3 years of prosperity, 3 years of known prosperity. So that's my point. It's like I just can't believe in all of that, economic bottom line and everything else like that. There's definitely more going on than we'll ever know, you know?
Yeah, I think so. I don't know. I think that's always going to be the case. I mean, I just go off of the reputation that the Democrats have had in the past. That I'm just worried about. I just look at the tone, the whole narrative of what's happening in the world right now.
Hmm.
The way the story is told through outlets of media that are Democratic
Hmm.
leaning, like people. It seems like very bad for the future. It just seems like
Hmm.
it seems like because they could steer the fucking narrative any way they want,
Hmm.
and they're never trying to make it better. They're never trying to improve the relationship between people
Hmm.
and the world to make it a better place. It's always like, look at this injustice over here.
Hmm.
Of course, there's an injustice. Fix the injustice.
Hmm.
Don't pit the people against each other.
Hmm.
Like the people that didn't do anything to each other. They just happen to be associated with
Hmm.
by birth.
Right.
Like to fix the fucking problem. Don't
Mhm.
make a bigger problem.
Right. I mean,
That's the whole thing. Like
even with the educational system, I'm very close to the educational system, but even with that, like the whole uncharted territory that we're in with this, and the fact that they don't even know in September, like you just said it to me when we were talking about uh like all of the states that are going through it right now. You just said the same thing, like, oh well, I fear that in the fall it's going to be our turn again, right?
Bro, they were talking about not even opening schools before, like, as the numbers are on a decline.
Right.
They're talking about when schools open, it's going to be like this. This kids are going to have one day on, one day off. Well, where does that leave two working parents, bro?
Right.
Like,
Right.
so is somebody going to just fucking forfeit their career?
Right.
And then you're supposed to manage a household that was having a two parent income to one now, and everything is just going to be peachy fucking keen for the entire world?
Right.
How?
Right.
How? It don't make fucking sense, man. It just don't. None of this shit, and this is all goes back to into the part where, like, me feeling the way I do about creative shit. Like this uncertainty is never. I've never been good with that. Like,
Right.
because that's like the peak. At the heart of all anxiety is just uncertainty. Like, you want to control everything, and we're living in a time where if that's you, you got no control over nothing. Like,
Right. Absolutely. I mean,
and the whole you see how fast it can be pulled out from under you. So
right. I mean, but we already had a problem with the educational system and how our children, like our educational system for years and years and years has been slipping further and further down the rungs as far as the top nations in this world, right? Now we're in a situation where it's so uncharted the way things are going, of like fractured, like you said, like on and off, kids going to school, kids staying home. You have parents, like, nobody's saying, okay, because of the way the educational system is being revamped, we're gonna start loosening loans for people's homes, or loosening rents, and lowering bills and everything else. So, like you said, how does a two income household start to tackle something like this?
they don't. They never. They never. I mean, they never let up on you.
So
It's like
so now
figure
you
it out,
you have to
reinvent.
you have to make a choice whether you're gonna work and pay your bills, or B, you're gonna stay home and educate your children. Like, what kind of a decision is that in this day and age?
But that's to see that's it. It's perfect that you said that. Like back in the days, when you lived on a fucking farm and your husband was out there, killing chickens and fucking baling hay and corn and shit. Like,
But that's
and
a
you were the mother,
no-brainer. It was a
right?
no-brainer then.
You didn't need much to survive. Now it's like, look at your income and your wife's. You both make great money, and it's like, you're not living like fucking Rockefeller over here. Like, you're just trying to get by.
Most definitely.
Like, it's take one of those out of the fucking equation, bro. How real is it gonna get? It's fucked up, man. It's fucked. And people are like, oh yeah, the fucking unemployment. Yeah, oh yeah, we're getting fucking $1,100 a month a week unemployment. How long is that gonna last for?
Yeah. Until the well runs dry.
Right.
Once the well runs dry, what are you gonna do then?
You're gonna
Once
be
once
fucked.
all the money is sucked up and there's no money left for nothing, then what?
I feel like we're over an hour right now, so we gotta start driving this thing home. But before this, I before all of this crazy shit happened in the world, I heard people talking about they've been talking about forever a one world government, a one world currency, and a fucking the income, the everybody gets the same income shit. I forget what they call it. There's a word for it. But
Mhm.
there was that one dude that Chinese dude that he was in politics and he was pushing for that.
Mhm.
And like I've heard Joe Rogan talk about it before too. Like everybody gets a check, everybody gets $1,000 a week or $1,000 a month, whatever. And the fucking everything is subsidized, and the rents are lower, and the fucking mortgages have caps on. Like, what kind of society are you fucking breeding at that point? Like,
Right.
what are we in a fucking experiment?
Yeah, but then that's when you push like decadence and luxury underground, and then that becomes like the thing that everybody's chasing. again, just like they're chasing out in the open
They do
now.
that now, though.
Yeah, but
It's
think
now.
about
It's just gonna be.
think about the cutthroatness of it then when the reset button is pushed.
I mean, it's you about to see it, bro. Like it's seriously, it's like it's serious. It is that now, but there's just gonna be way more people. Like I think certain people also are gonna be realizing that shit is all fucking bullshit. Like to me, when I look at it now, it's like, do I need two cars? I can only drive one of them at a fucking time. And then when you take away my income and I'm sitting here like, shit, I need to get the fuck out of this fucking infinity. Like I don't need it anymore.
Right.
Why? I never fucking needed it. You start looking at the world way different, prioritizing shit. For me, it's a good, like, I'm looking at it productively. Like I could be, doing something way different. Like if shit goes back to normal, I could get back to fucking working. Like I have a whole different approach to what I'm gonna do with money now.
Right.
Because none of that shit matters, bro.
But
None of it.
we definitely start cooking at the end. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We're gonna have to do this to be continued. And
Everything, every episode of this podcast is to be continued. We got an episode in the bag with Diabolic waiting to drop. We already recorded it, so that should be coming out soon. Whether he sends me his video files and you have to look at his ugly face, or whether you just hear him talk, because he makes a lot of good points and he's got a lot of shit to say. So I think people would enjoy listening to that episode. We're gonna get that out as soon as possible, but this one is coming first. I want to thank y'all for rocking with us this week. And I want everybody to have a gay old time.
Peace.
Yabba dabba doo, motherfuckers.